Brad J has the coolest job.
I was going to just say that. Yeah.
But he burns candles at both ends, because you'll hear him at night here, and he's doing that in the day there.
I've heard him from Korea
exactly.
to everywhere. Yeah, South
around
America.
the world.
Yeah,
yep.
Guys definitely has a good job with you. Yeah, right. He's busy. All right. Let's go ahead and look today. Beautiful day because of an offshore flow. Nothing too dramatic, but boy, it really is interesting to see all the cloud cover out there kind of running over the top of us, and at times almost looking kind of threatening, but really this is it. That's the weather story right there. It's Santa Ana winds for now, but we're expecting a big change. So look at the temperatures, well above normal, a big shock compared to what it was about a week ago, and maybe we'll look back at this in a week and say, remember the 70s and 80s last weekend, as you can see. A few high 60s as the sea breeze did not go completely away, and currently seeing widespread 60s, a few 50s popping up on the map, and still holding on to some balmier weather as you head down toward Ventura, Oxnard, and Camarillo. Wind very light right now, but usually Santa Ana's kick up overnight and into the early morning hours because they sort of piggyback on the normal, what we call the diurnal switch, which is the onshores during the day because the land is warm, kind of sucks in the energy. At night, you switch that up, and you usually get an offshore wind, and that's why Santa Ana's can get a little more gusty at night and then into the early morning hours. Right now, the gusts in the mountains, for the most part, it looks like they're not quite getting down to the beach. We do expect them, once we get into the late night hours again, to make it a bona fide offshore flow for the Oxnard Plain and everybody else. At the farther north you go, not as much of that effect, so I would suspect we're not really getting the Santa Lucias as much. Even though it is pretty dry, it looks like this is a very moderate event, nothing too extreme. And boy, speaking of moderate, we've really flipped the switch across winter across the entire country. It's cold, but not that bad. Over the last several days, it's been just brutal across the northern tier of the country. Now we're quieting it down just a bit, kind of making it a little more mild. Big storm systems continue to barrel into the west coast. We do expect to see a change. We're looking at more of a westerly direction in the energy. Right now, of course, it is being bumped over the top because of high pressure, but we do expect to see the storm door opening. Once we get to about maybe midweek, probably more toward Thursday, it's been always my experience that the weather computers seem to kind of be a bit ahead of where they should be. So maybe by Thursday, maybe a bit more into Thursday. It might even come as early Thursday. We're just kind of playing with the numbers right now. First storm system could bring about an inch, maybe more. It's what happens beyond that. We expect to see showers going into the weekend, and then the door on the long range really opens up as we head toward the first maybe week, 10 days of February. So we are again looking at this dirty ridge right now, so some high clouds do seem to stream over at times. You can see that right there, making for beautiful painted sunrises and sunsets. Moderate offshore flow, there are the arrows right there, but you can see the onshore kind of counters it once we get through tonight, but then it kicks into gear. You can kind of see it making it out to the coastal plain, and I'm really focusing on Ventura County, and then as we get to the afternoon, we'll go ahead and kind of squash that, and we'll start to see a stronger onshore flow. That means more of a sea breeze coming back into play. So breezy and warm. Now watch this as we go into Sunday. Look how warm it is. And now I'll fast forward to Monday, lose the offshore, and you start getting a much different forecast. You start getting a lot cooler, even though it will be still on the mild side. All right, for tomorrow, Santa Barbara South Coast will be beautiful as always. Again, some high clouds could stream through the region as we head farther north up into the equally beautiful Central Coast. Morning lows, not that bad, really, into the 50s and 40s, really kind of nice out there, really not that January-esque, if that is a word. And then look at that, more 80s tomorrow for that Santa Ana-driven warmth. Surf, we do have waves out of the west right now. That map just got killed, I apologize, but out of the west tomorrow it should pick up a bit, about 3 to 5 feet on west-facing beaches, bigger north of Point Conception. And there's your forecast. Again, bring in the rain chances by late Wednesday, Thursday. We may be dealing with it through the weekend. We're still dealing with some of the details, and we will iron those out as we go into the next several days. We'll be right back.